The second part of the season starts now. Round 6 comes from Brno after victory in the Tuscan hills of Mugello. Can we go again and win in Brno? So then you join me as always here on Friday for practice. Now immediately I had good feelings coming into this race weekend after a good result in Mugello, a very fast and flowing circuit. Brno is very much the same, so I was coming here immediately expecting to be fast and expecting the bike to work quite well, which I'm glad to say it did. Now I noticed on Friday mainly on my own, great speed, no one in front of me, I could really run my own lines, had 0.7 over the field in practice, really happy. Fortunately on Saturday a bit of rain came in for qualifying, so I was really not sure how this would handle, because to be honest I felt terrible in the rain, really just felt like I had zero speed, the bike was spinning, I couldn't control the trajectory of the bike, I was just all over the place. So my good speed from Friday I felt like wasn't going to translate into anything on Saturday, so I was really kind of a bit stressed in qualifying because I knew I did have a potential of a podium in both races if I could qualify well in the rain, but it just felt like I was up against it, spinning everywhere, couldn't make an apex, the bike didn't want to stop, it pushed it everywhere. It was just, it's probably the same for everyone, but for me I was like, oh my god, this is terrible, I'm on the curbs, I'm all over the place and it's terrible. But somehow all of that together, it still meant we actually took pole position. So after all that, Jorge Martin second, Digi Antonio in third, a lot of my title rivals further down. I could not believe it, we're on pole position for the sprint and the main race. Saturday evening, it's after drying up, but there is clouds in the skies, 5 red lights, away we go. And I was hoping we wouldn't get any rain, I could just get out on my race, because this is probably the best start we've had all year. You see, I look across here to my right just to double check that no one else is there. We've gone from first to third, which obviously in reality isn't a great start, but for me so far this season with the KTM, really been a hard yard to get this bike off the line competitively. We saw it happen in Jerez where we put it on pole and we're going backwards to nearly outside the top 10 at some points. Big issue incoming, and that is, as we've developed this bike, we've gained straight line speed, we've gained the power to keep up with these guys, but we've lost a bit of something on the front end. Bike feels very good on my own when I'm riding my own laps, qualifying laps. I can do the laps on my own, but put someone in front of me, it actually really causes me to suffer. And whether it's setup related, tires issues, I'm not too sure, but I really struggled in the sprint. I could not overtake, no matter how close I got to the pretties in front. And later on in the sprint you will see they do back quite hard, but I just could not for love nor money. You can see there, big stoppy down into one of the lower points of the track. Does allow one of the Gresini bikes, I think that is Alex Marquez, to slide up the inside. So we're really struggling to pull it down. And the consistency, the bike was just not consistent. One lap it would do one thing, another lap it would do another thing. Alex in front, Mark behind, so this isn't great for me. I really need to be taking big points off of Mark, and he's now looking at passing me like his brother just did a couple of corners ago. So from having a great start to not really settling very well on lap 3 here, I was kind of worried at what way this sprint would go, but I got a massive plus of energy for me. Mark Marquez crashing out all on his own on a sprint Saturday on lap 3. Jump now to lap 4. Very similar issue into the penultimate corner, just having so many moments on the brakes. At this point I think I was braking later and harder than I had been all weekend. The way I was making the lap, clearly braking early, getting off the brake, rolling the bike in using the roll speed, whereas in the race against my competitors I couldn't do that. I really struggled, and we're now behind Pecco, we're behind Alex Marquez, the two fractured pretties, we were behind Iagora on the VR56 Ducati for second. Again, that roll speed just rolled around the outside of him in turn 1. Lap 5 now, so we're getting on in this sprint, there's not many laps left, and it's looking grayer. Every corner it looks a bit grayer to me. The sky looks like we might see some rain before the end of this one, so I was conscious at this point it would be probably too late to switch, regardless of how heavy the showers are. We'd have to probably sacrifice and stay with it. Later on in the lap 5, we're battling hard with Iagora. That Ducati, you can just feel his presence as he appears. We just have to release the brake. We really go for the apex, the smallest bit of contact. Thankfully he just picks up, don't we keep the position. So back up now to P5. Not been great though this sprint, it's really been difficult. We're struggling a lot in hand-to-hand combat, which is something at the start of the season was our probably strongest point. So it's funny how the season has changed. We got a great run out of there, but Ducati, as it stretches his legs, just pulls away. Again, luck starts just starting to rain now. You just see a couple of splashes of water as we went up what used to be formerly known as Honda Hill. And into the last few corners, we are really being beaten up. We end up on the curb, even on the grass. Just very difficult now. The conditions are treacherous. So looks like now we're coming on to lap 6, which will be final few laps now. We go for a bit of a lunge on Igor. Unfortunately, that was pretty poor for me. We just had to basically try and stop the bike. We kind of just ran in. The conditions really catching us out. We're on really worn, soft tires now. Track is quite wet. You can see the little splashes from the rise in front again. Just cannot stop this bike. I'm really struggling. That is Aldeguer now putting me out onto the green paint. So at this rate, like I mightn't even score points in the sprint. After Mark crashing, I thought to myself, boom, this is going to be a good 5-6 points back on the championship leader. But we're just absolutely being mangled in this sprint here in the last couple of laps. Honda's passed me left and right. That's Bezecchi. That was, I believe, Maverick in head as well getting through. And like I'm pretty sure now we're out of the points. Another Honda, another KTM. It's like we have another mechanical, but it's just we've so little grip and kind of can't get the bike out of the corner. I'm struggling in braking a lot of this bike around this track, which is something I really didn't expect. So it was quite unfortunate really the way the sprint is coming to an end here on this final lap. We do just try and hold in. A couple of riders go a bit deep there, so we kind of go for wider line. That's Vinales there. We're going for a big square off up the hill. We do just get alongside what is, I believe, one of the Hondas on the right. So we get the white flag. So we could technically pit. But this is the penultimate corner of the race. We just stick it up the inside of Vinales, but we're just sliding along. We've so little grip. And again, we just get balked in the final corner. Frankie Morbidelli even gets us out of the final corner, up to the line. Head shake for Pedro. Or sprint. So unfortunately, P12 across the line. Mark does not finish, but P12 means 0 points, so we've lost a massive chance there. Big open goal. Race on Sunday had to go better. Could not afford if the rain came at that again, which it does look pretty similar to the way the sprint started off. I had to make sure that we got away clean, which we've not got a good start like we did in the sprint. We've definitely dropped more positions. We're down to about 6 at the moment, but again, using the solid front end in terms of turning, just rolling around the outside of a few guys. So see there, just the way I'm taking a different line, a bit like Finati used to do in the Moto 3 days, just round the outside, and we actually get back to P3. So pretty happy the way it started. But again, looking to see the bike, look at the shapes it's pulling. Really uneven braking is what I'm feeling. That one corner it'll do one thing, the next corner it's just so inconsistent, and then the bike will just fishtail, it'll push, it'll kick, it'll do a lot of things. So obviously just throughout the weekend I was just braking nice and smooth, getting off the brakes, rolling in, picking up the throttle nice and early. But unfortunately that just didn't work. But in this main race here now, I was kind of comfortable. We're on different tyres. We're on the medium rear. I think we're still on the front soft tyre. I just think to myself now, Joe, now just try and settle in. It's a long race, long track. We need to settle in here now. Just kind of go with the guys in front. The two guys in front spent a lot of the sprint knocking lumps out of each other. So I was kind of expecting round 2 of that really. And if I could be here, maybe I could just spring in over the. You know, I did say I was pretty lackluster with the front end. I didn't feel like I could probably pull an overtake quite easily, but I still felt if I was there, you never know, we could still probably pull a move out if we have to. So just wanting to build a bit of a gap over the rest of the field, kind of tuck in. Again, just more issues on lap 2, front end not doing it. That's Alex Marquez on the left. Unfortunately, we had to kind of give him a bit of space, and he does cut us back up. I used to be Honda Hill or Horseshoe Hill, depending on what area you're from. That's Aldeguer on the outside. He just releases a brake. We do the same, but he kind of pinches on the curb and he'll have the inside for the final corner. So again, same issues as the sprint, and we have a big moment here as we cut back and we kind of get sideswiped from Igora and from me and Aldeguer. They look back to see if we're still on board, which we are, thankfully. But now we're down to 6th again. This is only lap 3, so we're really having a poor start again. But look, turn 1, we are golden. Just roll it through, pick up the power nice and late, and getting a couple of positions back. It was really nice to see we could do that kind of consistently throughout the race weekend. And again, turn 1, look at that, we just run it in deep, stop in the corner, lap 5, and it looks like we're going to get one of the Aprilias. We get alongside Digi, so this is our best part of the track for overtaking. And again, we have to shut throttle there as we just kind of are unsighted by Alex Marquez from behind Digi, and we actually go for what is probably our first potential overtake. Yellow flag in sector, I'm not too sure he was down, but we managed to get the position on now. Jorge Martin in the lead. Can we pull away? Can we get away with him? That's the goal now. So we managed to recover here on lap 5. We're kind of getting into our own bit of form and momentum in this race. And look at the way we just rolled in. That's just obviously the way we made our lap time all weekend long, but it's very difficult to do that in the race when someone else will just basically brake later than you. Just that roll speed in the entry of the corner shows where my lap time was being made. So it's just quite interesting just to see how this bike for the whole season has changed, really, because really we could only brake late in the first few rounds of the season. We had nothing else. There was no corner speed, there was no straight line speed, and now we have a bike that's really good in a straight line, as we're about to show as we start lap 6. We're getting half race distance now. We do just drive past the Aprilia, and because of turn 1 we just roll it in. We have a little look to see if he goes for a bit of a lunge on us, but no, we've finally taken the lead. We're kind of hoping this could happen. We're thinking out to ourselves, can we just push on and get ahead? But there's just a couple of heavy braking zones that I just feel like that I'm not going to be able to compete in. I can see the bike is just doing all sorts. We actually get a tap from behind, and it is from Jorge Martin, who runs us wide. Mark is after a long lap penalty. I did go and check, and it's just from basically track limit. So another poor race from Mark, who's really having a rough one. So again, when I saw that, I thought to myself, you see, I have a quick look behind. Oyagora is hiding in my seat unit, and I was just thinking to myself, right, we have to make sure and get on the podium today, take good points. Oyagora is taking 3 for the price of 1 in one corner. That was pretty impressive. But look at this crash, and that is not going to be the last time you see a crash in this race. There's many more to come, but at that point I was thinking, brilliant, that's 2 guys that honestly I could have do with not fighting, because Oyagora, we fought him pretty much all year long. When we were at the back of the grid, somehow he was there. When we were at the front, somehow he's there. He's just been there all race long. We battled him in Brazil, we battled him in Texas, we're battling him right now again in Brno. But now, Di Antonio leading. I think to myself, right, maybe you could win this, because that just made a small little gap behind. You see there, Aldeguer now in P3 behind. But it's not over yet. Still a lot that can go wrong in this race. You can see there the front has a little bobble. We're really trying to open up on the hill just to really get a good squirt down. You can see they pretty dropping the rear down. They get a great run off the corner. Just see there a small bit of a wheelie. And again, unfortunately, up the hill you're not going to be able to make that happen. But we're kind of at the moment sitting in hope that we can just kind of go away with Di Antonio for now, get out of trouble. We're kind of suffering a bit in this race. We're struggling quite a bit. It mightn't look that way. We're in second. We're kind of fighting hard. We're really just not having the speed. Again, into turn 1 we tried the real outside line. This time we've gone extremely wide. You can see I've gone so wide I've had to have a look just to see where there are. Unfortunately it doesn't actually work for us just because we just basically ran in a bit hot. But we got a great run out. We end up actually on the grass. We have to shut the throttle, unfortunately, and that has let Di Antonio keep the position. And there is Aldeguer. What a move. He came from so far back, and in fairness he stopped it on a dime at the apex. So looks like maybe Digi is holding me up, because I wasn't able to pass him. He's out in the green there. He's going to get a track limits warning, you'd imagine, for that. Aldeguer now brakes very deep on the outside, goes very wide, and would you believe it, Di Antonio throws the race win away all on his own. Massive crash there, just completely over the limit on the front. Speaking of over the limit on the front, lap 7 here. Big mistake again for me, and we're already again off the podium. That's Pecco and Bezzecchi after catching up. I cannot believe we've kind of let this race slip away from us, because basically everyone in front of us has crashed at some point. We're on to lap 8, and again we just try and roll it in. Try and roll around the outside. Pecco goes for the little look, late move, kind of just shows a wheel. There's 3-4 abreast nearly into turn 1. We know though, as it changes direction, we're going to get squeezed out on the curb, and that we do. Aldeguer gets a track limits warning for cutting across the green paint. We go to the outside, just decide to brake late, and we stick our nose in. Oh, bit of contact with Bez. We get ran wide then by for me and Aldeguer, another rider we battled pretty much on and off all season long. Now, getting into the last few laps of this race is key. We don't make as many mistakes as we're making. We're currently sitting in P3. We're still ahead of Aldeguer. Bezzecchi is in P2. Pecco leading somehow out of nowhere. A great little cutback, but that Honda has legs. And he just pulls across the track. We're on lap 9 now. A bit of a mistake there from Bezzecchi. Or not Bezzecchi, Pecco. He seems to almost like miss a gear, because he just loses a lot of straight line speed at the end of the straight. And what would you know, around the outside into turn 1, you can see the bike now though is protesting. These tyres are starting to move around. So I was at this point in the race really hoping that we could actually get this done and get away now. I really want to just push on and get out of this kind of group of riders and just get away and see can we actually win it, because we're getting with people now. They're a bit desperate. I feel like Bezzecchi's putting some aggressive moves. Aldeguer will always leave the brake off on me. So it was getting to a point of the race where I was expecting a lot more dive bombs, and that's exactly what we got down into. The difficult right-hander just as we entered the stadium section. We do try and hold around the outside of Pecco, which gives Bez a bit of a lead. And we do just about hold on to P2, but that leaves Aldeguer an opening on the two-time world champion. Jumping later into the lap now, coming back into this corner again, and then following lap 10. What you know, 2 for the price of 1 again. Unfortunately, we are struggling a lot in that corner. They just seem to pretty easily outbrake me and kind of block past me. But into the stadium section, we just turn underneath Pecco and we just basically pick the bike up, run to the curb and make sure that we do not lose that position, because at this point Bezzecchi will get away if we keep battling. There's not many laps left in this race. We have to be very, very clean in these last few laps if we want to win this race. It's pretty unlikely, I feel like, I win this race. I'm kind of staying in this race from other people's mistakes, which is unfortunate, but nonetheless we are doing the best we can here. And there's been so many crashes. I wouldn't be surprised if the guys in front crash, just like you, and on the yellow flag. Someone else has jumped off in the background. But in here, look at the bike protesting away. Just would not kind of get into the apex for me, and I had to release a bit of the brake pressure just not to crash. Up on the hill for another time. Out onto the grass. We're really trying to square it off so well. Unfortunately, we just don't seem to have the punch of the other machines up this hill, even though it does look like we have good straight line speed out of the final corner. I think up the hill, maybe a bit of the electronics or the air just isn't working for us. But we're P3, Bez leading, Aldeguer second. He isn't terrible. We're doing okay. Last lap time now. I still think we could potentially win this one. But into the Sean's corner for one more time. A little tap of Bezzecchi, and what would you know, Aldeguer has gone down, and somehow Frankie Morbidelli is now on my back wheel as Pecco is in P4. Look at the lunge from Frankie. Loses front and runs us wide. Man, I cannot believe this race. We've just had a target on our back from the opening lap, and we've lost any chance of winning it. We've gotten a poor run out of Honda Hill, and look who's behind us now, Fabio Quartararo, and we have a huge mistake onto the grass. We lose the front, across the curb, pick the bike up, and we really just made a mess of that. And Fabio really senses this. We could basically be dragged here to the line by the V4 Yamaha. Thankfully, we just managed to hang on and get P3. But wow, that was a stressful episode, really. That was a tough race. Bezzecchi wins it, Pecco second, and somehow I end up third. Fast lap for me, so showed once I was given clear air I could do it, but they were just too eager to block past me, and they were able to do it lap after lap after lap. So what does that look like in the championship, I hear you ask? Pecco has taken the lead, 5 points ahead of Jorge Marquez and 10 ahead of Jorge Martin. We sit pretty in P4, 22 points back. Now we need to beat Pecco, Martin and Mark pretty much for the final few rounds of this championship. We have an outside chance of winning it. It's not guaranteed. We'll need some luck. We'll need some better race performances. But I hope we can improve in the future races. Guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, let me know. Put a comment down below. I shall see you in the next episode of the Acosta project. Thanks for watching. Slán go fóill.